Class 9 students, good morning. Today we are going to learn the third chapter, Poverty as a Challenge. Already we studied first two chapters. First one is the story of the village Palampur. Second one is the people as a resource. Now we are going to learn the third chapter is Poverty as a Challenge. So why that is they are insisting the word challenge. Challenge means difficulties. Difficulties easily can be solved. That's why they are using the challenge. So instead of that's the word problem. So poverty is one of the challenges of our country. See, next one, how many people are suffering with the poverty? How many people are really poor in our country? 30 crore people are poor in our country. In the easiest way, we can say among 4%, 1% is poor. Among 4, 1 is poor. This is the clear picture of our country. So, how can we say a person is poor? When we will say a person is poor? When we will say a person is suffering with the poverty, even his basic necessities are not at all fulfilled. What are the basic necessities of a person, a human being in our country? First one is the food we want, shelter, clothing. These are all the old the ideas. So, but now we have safe drinking water, basic necessary, education, health status. These are all coming under the basic necessities of life. Okay, a person should get food, shelter, clothing, safe drinking water, education, health. So, if it is not there, the person will be considered as a poor person. Otherwise, he is suffering with the poverty. Okay. So, which that is a standard unit or the measuring tool to measure the poverty? That is called as the poverty line. With the help of poverty line, we can easily say a person is below poverty line, a person is above poverty. A person is poor, a person is non-poor. So what is called as a poverty line? What is the definition of a poverty line? That means cut off, OFF, cut off point on the line of distribution. Cut off point on the line of distribution. The distribution of income will be equal. We cannot see poor as well as the non-poor. Because the income and wealth, it is not at all equally distributed. That's why we can see the poor people. So what is called as a poverty line? Cut off point on the line of distribution is called as the poverty line. Next one is what they are saying, that is who will do that is a poverty line. Who will be done that is a poverty line. Who will calculate the poverty line? It's in the hands of the NSSO, National Sample Survey Office, not organization, National Sample Survey Office. So they are all doing the measurement of the poverty line. They are all doing the calculation of the poor people in our country. Periodically, they are all doing the number of poor people, the percentage of poor people in our country. So that is the work of the NSSO, the expansion of NSSO, National Sample Survey Office. Okay. Next one, in what way we can calculate the poverty line? Any that is a calculation will be there. Any measures are there. There are two measures are there. One is the calorie rate. Other one is the income level of that is the people. So what calorie we require if you are residing in the rural areas, they need 2400 calorie per person per day. Everything you had to write. 2400 calorie per person per day. See, what is called as a calorie? In the calorie, carbohydrates, minerals, vitamins, so many things are there. Fat, everything will be that is combined together for the growth of the human being, that is the people, for the human being. If it is there, they can work. But in the urban areas, 2100 calories per person per day, that is Derakaya. So rural areas 2400 calorie per person per day, but in the urban areas 2100 calorie per person per day, Derakaya. Is it clear? If you come to the income level, in the rural areas they need that is rupees 860 per person per month, and in the urban areas that is Derakaya 1000 rupees per person per month. This is the way. But if you see the calorie, rural people, they require more compared to the income level. See here, because they have more physical work. In the rural areas, they have more physical work compared to the urban area. But the cost of living will be less in the rural area. So they require 860 per person per month in the rural areas compared to the urban people. Is it clear? The second one what we are going to learn is called as the, what are the causes of poverty? What are the causes? What are the causes of poverty? So usually with the vicious circle, poverty we will have. So in what way we will see the vicious circle of poverty? First one is the huge population. Population growth is the first reason. Because of the huge population, illiteracy will be there. Because of the illiteracy, unemployment will be there. Because of the unemployment, then poor health will be there. Because of the poor health, it leads to the, which one now? Poverty. Okay, it leads to the poverty. Huge population growth. Due to the huge population growth, we can see illiteracy in a country. Due to the illiteracy, unemployment will be there. Due to the unemployment, poor health will be there. Due to the poor health, so the poverty will be there. So this is called as a vicious circle of poverty. Then next one is the interstate disparities. Next heading is interstate disparities. Which state more number of people are poor? So in Orissa and Bihar, more number of people are poor. What is the percentage? In Orissa, 47% of people are poor, and in Bihar, 43% of people are poor. Where it is very, very low? In J and K, Jammu and Kashmir, only 3.5% of people are poor. Okay. The next one is the, next topic is the population alleviation program. The government initiated, launched so many poverty alleviation programs are there. The first one is the Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, PMRY. This was launched in the year of 1993. What is the main aim of it? The aim is to create self-employment to the educated unemployed people in the rural as well as the urban areas. In the rural and urban areas. See, what is the aim? Create self-employment to the educated unemployed people in the rural as well as the urban areas. The first came when this was started, 1990, this was launched. Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. Next one is the Rural Employment Generation Program. Rural Employment Generation Program was launched in the year of 1995. What is the main aim of it? What is the aim? That means self-employment, creating self-employment opportunity here also only in the rural areas. Here, self-employment to the educated unemployed people in the rural as well as the urban areas. But rural employment generation program. They are all concentrating only on the rural areas to create self-employment opportunity. The next one is that is Swarna Jayanti. The third scheme is this is the second one, this is the first one. The third one is the Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojkar Yojana. This was launched in the year of 1999. In this thing, what is the main aim? That is, aim is bring the poor families to above poverty line. So financial assistance will be done by the government. The fourth scheme was Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana. This was initiated in the year of 2000. So next one is the Antyodaya Anna Yojana AAY. So in that scheme, poorest of the poor will be taken by them. So next one is the National Food for Work Program. National Food for Work Program was initiated in the year of 2004. So they are giving that is a supplementary wage employment to the people along with the food grains. The last one is the MGNREGA. So 100 days assured job opportunity will be given. So this project that was started by the government in the year of 2005. Okay. Thank you very much, students. Study well.